Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Dakota and this is my knitting podcast called Intentionally Knit. It's been a while since I've posted anything here or on social media in general, and that is because, surprise, I am pregnant. I'm actually almost 6 months pregnant. I'm 22 weeks, which is crazy to even say out loud still, but yeah, I have definitely just slowed down a lot since finding out in April. So yeah, that's where I've been, but I plan to tell that story in another video. Today is all about everything I've been knitting this spring and summer, which is not much, but I have discovered that I really love working on teeny tiny needles. And that's been the theme of everything I've been knitting this summer. Sorry, my cat is being chatty in the background. So yeah, I don't have any finished objects, but I do have a couple of works in progress that I'm excited to share about. They are not necessarily summer related. I'm just not a summer knit kind of girl. So let's just get into it. In the spirit of baby related things, I guess I'll talk about this work in progress first, and that is going to be my little storm sweater. This is a little baby sweater, and it's the first baby sweater, baby knit I've ever made, and it's for a friend that her baby shower is this month, so it's just so cute. This is the storm sweater. It's a pattern by Petite knit. However, I definitely think that pregnancy brain is very real, because I knitted like half of the pattern not correctly, going based off the chart, and usually I'm fine with reading charts, but it just went way over my head with this, and but that's okay. It's turning out really cute. So I'm knitting the 3 to 6 month size because this baby is due in September. So by the time he is 3 to 6 months, hopefully he'll fit in this. I literally am just about to bind off. I'm doing the tubular bind off or Italian bind off. And I just need to go get my darning needle and bind off on the body, and then I'll move on to the collar and the sleeves. But this is just so cute. So where things kind of went wrong is that these little parts where there's 2x2 ribbing, it's not actually supposed to be 2x2 ribbing. It's supposed to be like broken 2x2 ribbing. And I have knit, I think my mind was just going to when I knit the Moby pullover, or maybe it was the Ingrid pullover, I can't remember, but I just assumed that it was 2x2 ribbing, but that's okay. Once it blocks out, I think, you know, it's gonna relax a lot, and this like scrunched up bit in the bottom won't be so scrunched up. I ended up binding off with a 1x1 rib at the bottom. Another modification that I made was, as I was knitting this, I realized, well, I thought that the armholes were going to be way too small at the point where the pattern told me to connect. There was nothing in the pattern that said to cast on any extra additional stitches for the underarms, which to me just made me feel that the armholes would be way too tight. So I ended up adding 2 or 4, I added 4 stitches on each side of the underarm, and I just did like a fun little pattern going down the side of alternating 2x2 rib. So I don't know, I think it's okay. I think if I did it all over again, I would have just tried to modify the pattern to see if I could make those 4 stitches work with each repeat, like each pattern repeat little section, but it's okay. I still think that it turned out really cute, and I don't think that they're going to know that that was just made up. Another modification that I made to this was I went down a whole needle size. So I believe that this pattern is originally knit on 3mm needles, but I'm knitting mine on 2 because it was the closest that I could get to gauge. And I'm knitting in the recommended yarn, which is Sandnes Garn Sunday. And this color is, I don't know the name, but it's essentially just this kind of medium tone blue. So yeah, very cute, very pretty as well. I honestly would knit a whole sweater in this color. I think I like it a lot. So and the baby, well, his parents have these beautiful blue eyes, and I think this will look very stunning on him, no matter what his eye color is, but especially if they're bright blue. I want to say I casted this on the last week of July, and today is August 8th, I believe, and I'm already done with the body. So really exciting. I am thoroughly enjoying knitting a baby sweater, and it's really inspired me to want to get creative with more baby sweaters, especially for my baby. I don't know if I mentioned, but we're having a boy. So I just really feel inspired to create maybe some unique patterns for some baby garments for my son, and then who knows, maybe I'll share them if that's something that people are interested in. But yeah, this is my my little gift knit, my storm sweater by Petite Knit. So really loving this. I think after I film this, I will go and finish the bind off. Hopefully I get another podcast out before I give this away. But her baby shower is in only 2 weeks, so if anything, I will take a photo so that I'm able to share it. Moving on, the next knit that I have is actually a test knit, but the deadline passed and I was not able to finish it, which makes me really sad, but I'm still super grateful to have been a part of the test knit. This is the Ravenna top, or she has a few different versions. There's the Ravenna cardigan, Ravenna tee, pullover. I chose to do the cardigan version. So this is a pattern designed by Mishi Frazzetta. She's here on YouTube. I will link her channel down below. This was a test knit that ran from, I want to say, April to July, and the pattern is out now if you're interested. Obviously mine does not have any sleeves on it, but it will. The body is completed though. I'm knitting mine with Sandnes Garn Sunday, again, just one strand, so a fingering weight yarn, and I had a really hard time meeting gauge with this as well with a fingering weight yarn. So I believe the pattern called for either 3.25 or 3.5mm needles, and I went down to a 2.5, I believe. So again, just really slow knitting, but I absolutely love how this fabric has turned out. So let me just show you up close. It's essentially, I believe it's, I can't remember the exact stitch repeat, like the number of stitches, but essentially you're just doing the same repeat over and over again, and it has these cute little like bobble buttons that are included in between these beautiful lace rows, so, or these lace columns. They look stunning in this yarn. This was supposed to be a summer garment, and I was going to knit a short sleeve version, but now that summer, it's August, summer's going to be coming to an end, I think I will actually end up knitting it long sleeve. I ordered some extra yarn. Here's just the back and the beautiful detailing on the back and the shoulders. It's just beautiful. Really, really stunning pattern, and such a joy to test knit for Michelle as well. I still have sleeves to do, 2 whole sleeves to do on 2.5mm needles, but I just have been loving knitting on these tiny little needles for some reason. So it's really no big deal. I think after I finish the storm sweater, I'm gonna pick this back up and try my best to finish it. I think even as I progress in pregnancy, a cardigan is a great option because I don't have to button it all the way. I can just unbutton, you know, where my belly is essentially and wear a shirt underneath. But yeah, I can't wait to have this in my wardrobe. I think this color, it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. I've been trying to embrace more color in my wardrobe. This fall and winter, I do have plans to knit more like neutral earthy tones, which are definitely my comfort zone. But it's always fun to have just a pop of color in there. So this is the, like I said, Send Us Garn Sunday again. And just this really pretty magenta. It's coming off a little bit more bright on camera. I would say it's a little bit darker and more muted in real life. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about this except the pattern has been lovely. It's very easy to read the chart, and then once you get the hang of it, the repeats are super easy and it's just back and forth, back and forth. If you don't want to do flat knitting, you can always do a pullover version of this. She also has a vest version, different length sleeves of cardigans. Yeah, there's a lot of different options with this. So you could do a summery garment, you could do a more fall winter kind of garment. I think you can't go wrong. So yeah, that is everything that I've been knitting this spring and summer. I know it's not much, but I've really been enjoying just being more intentional with my time, my knitting time, using those smaller, finer needles to create beautiful, like lightweight fabric. That's been so nice. So I just encourage you, if you feel like, you know, you can't keep up, everyone is knitting more than you and you just can't seem to produce as fast as them. It's okay. It's okay to just be really intentional with the craft that you've been gifted with, and knitting is really wonderful in that way because it allows us to slow down and just take a moment of peace and get into the rhythm of knitting. I will be back to share my pregnancy story, how I found out I was pregnant. So if you're interested in that, please consider subscribing. But even after that, you know, continue to share what I've just been working on. So yeah, consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video and give it a like, and I'll see you next time.